Hey, welcome to Peep Show episode number 20. And today we have a very exciting guest who's coming all the way from Europe. We have David Wildenberg from Wildenberg Parts. If you're not familiar with this company, it's one of the larger vendors in Europe. They specialize in Jeeps, Dodges, GMCs, and a lot of the bigger stuff. And again, if you enjoy these videos, please comment, like, share. If you'd like to support the channel, I would suggest maybe taking a look at some of my books. I have 4 different books, one on Army chaplains, one on the Army War Pigeon program. I have a Civil War book, and I have one about CB, the history of CB radios. So those are available on lulu.com. And I'd appreciate it. I've sold a few books from doing these episodes, so I appreciate that. And if you don't want to buy them, I'm fine with that too. So anyway, hey, good morning, David. How are you doing?
Very well, and how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a beautiful day here in Missouri. It's early March, and we had really nice temps yesterday. So I understand you're a little bit under the weather.
Yeah. Still the last couple of days with COVID. So yeah, I think I have only 3 days left, and then I can go back to the shop and work again. So
Good.
I'm doing okay already. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the one thing it did is it contained you at your home and allowed me to capture you for this interview. So, 'cause I know you're a very, very busy man. So why don't you tell us about your company? Like where it came from, how it got started, things like that.
my grandfather started the business in 1954. And he was actually already a business owner in the parfumerie and stockings, those kind of things. And he just grew into the military surplus spares. And at that moment, he specialized in the Water La France and diamond tea, and that was diesel and petrol. And that was his main focus. And he disliked the smaller cars, so Jeep, Dodge, and GMC. That was nothing. That was in that days. It was already not too much. And he also disliked tires and batteries and paint and all the stuff that we're doing nowadays. He disliked in the beginning of the business. It was quite funny.
So what was the business originally, and then he expanded into parts?
Well, yeah. Originally, he had a very different shop. He had a parfumery business, and just behind his store, he had a nice garage. And he started out in the garage collecting smaller stuff, but mainly only the spare parts of the bigger trucks.
Uh-huh. Cool.
And he roll into the business through a friend of him, and it grew out in a very big company in a very short time, because in the I think 70s or so, he had a very big contract by the Dutch military. He got his first contract over there, so we were a main supplier for. In that days, it was Land Rover parts and the M38A1 Jeep, and that was already I think it's actually end 70s or begin 80s. I'm not 100% sure, of course, but. Oh well, and later on in the 80s, around 88, my father took over the business from his, and it grew out even bigger. It was on the end, it was too big on the old location that we were in Zeist, and yeah, we moved around 1996 to Renen, where we're at the moment still. And yeah, it's always a struggle space. So yeah, it's always too small.
And it looks like you then began acquiring or start, maybe all along, start acquiring a bunch of like Lend-Lease parts and things like that were coming surplus.
Yeah, it was quite funny when we had the contracts from military. We were always also buying direct from the military through the auction, and it was not only in the Netherlands, but it was all over the place. It was in Europe, and we already had many contacts in the US, and we were already buying also in the US. And sometimes on some of the auctions, we were buying our own stuff back from the military and
Oh,
resell
okay.
it to
That's
the
funny.
military.
So you guys actually procured it, sold it to the military, and then several years later the military didn't need it and you bought it back at a cheaper price, probably.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it's one time I can remember the stories from my dad. He got a big order from the central garage in the Utrecht from the Dutch army for let's say 200 water pumps for the M38A1. And yeah, the story was all the warehouses were empty, so they were not able to buy or get any water pumps whatsoever. So yeah, my dad took the order, and it was no problem. We sent off the 200 water pumps, and after a week, again Dutch army, but another location in I think it was Den Bosch. And same thing, same item, also water pump for the M38A1. Can we have 50 pieces? Yeah, no problem. Pack them, send them out, and 2 weeks later, we got from the central warehouse of the Dutch army an even bigger lot that we needed to pack and send out. It was around 300 water pumps, also for the M38A1. And for, because the warehouses are mainly not to each other what they have in stock. They only look in the books or in the computer, and that's it. So after we sent out the last 300 water pumps, we were at the in Soesterberg, also in the Netherlands, and we could buy our own water pumps back. That was only a couple of weeks later.
Oh wow, that's a quick turnaround. Hey, is the big siren still for sale? Just curious.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. And there's a container coming to the U.S. So if anybody wants that,
It was quite.
here's your chance.
And that one we bought at Michael Serafin's place in Spring Valley.
My kitten just showed up, so he may make an appearance here. He's a little vocal, so. Okay, and I think one thing that's pretty cool is you've got this 360-degree view of your warehouse on here. Do you want to maybe walk us through some of this a little bit?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So, okay, you guys got a few vehicles just kind of sitting here.
Yeah, that's of course not a live stream. It's older pictures. In fact, most of those cars are already sold and gone. Even the blue shelving is now gone. It's standing on another place. Still at the same building, of course, but on another location. Because now you're standing in the middle of the warehouse. Exactly in the middle.
Just kind of look around here, and so yeah, I mean that's a massive building.
Yep.
Some sort of is that a turret ring?
Yeah, from a modern tank.
Okay.
Still not 100% sure what kind of tank it is, but some say it is a British tank or something.
Okay. Do you want to go to the left or the right?
If you go to the right, you go to the front of the building.
Okay. Like here.
Yep.
Got tires and
Body tubs.
uh-huh.
There's our big roadshow trailer.
Uh-huh. Cool. Yeah, you guys are a big operation. A lot going on there.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I
Yep.
see what's going on here. So this is actually when you go out to shows and stuff.
Yes, exactly.
So you store it in there. So then when you want to go to a show, you just kind of close it up and take it to the show, and then you could just back it in
Yeah.
there. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great idea.
It's a massive trailer that we take to all the bigger events like Normandy or a War and Peace show,
Uh-huh.
Chine Expo. Of course, if the US was a little bit closer, I will also send it over. But no,
So it's not an amphibian.
no,
No.
it
Okay.
cannot. So
That's pretty cool. And I'm guessing now you're able to get back out to do more shows.
yeah, happily enough, we already signed in for, I think it's now 8 shows. So
Back up here. I was trying to look in your windows. Oops. Here, let's go back to where we were. So it looks like this is the front office, like right here, those doors.
those doors over there, packing room.
Oh,
where we
okay.
all the orders.
Got it. So let's go back the other direction. Oh, now we're outside.
Outside again, quite old pictures. That's the cleat track of Dad. He has 3 cleat tracks. And those were all G wagons that we bought cheap and also sold cheap. But it's not on that moment it was not a big market, and on this moment it is a bigger market.
Oh. So this is your
Entry.
Your entryway. It's nice. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Is it?
I think
Isn't
so.
I?
Having been to a few other Jeep vendors, I think it's not so bad. And then, so clearly you guys are into Coke rather than Pepsi, which I don't know if they even sell Pepsi in Europe. So again, this is just general views of inside the warehouse and all the stuff that you've got, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's massive.
So do you have a pretty good handle of everything you have, or are there still things that surprise you?
Sometimes we do find older stuff from Grandpa that do pop up, and also it's quite funny because sometimes we buy stuff what is also surplus, and we find our own stuff that we packed years and years ago. We find back. That's quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
I had the last 6 years. I had 2 massive lots of spares that I bought. One with multiple Leroy GMC tools, and there was multiple items where old vintage logos and stickers from my grandfather was still on. So that was quite funny.
Okay, and where are you finding these Jeeps, by the way? I think everybody wants to know. That may be like an industry secret, though, that you hold closer than the recipe of Kentucky Fried Chicken. But
no, not really. It's more like a secret of Coca-Cola.
Okay.
No, of course not.
So you brought in what, 6 Jeeps recently, a couple months ago? This is January?
Yeah, 18 Jeeps in one go. 3 container loads.
Uh-huh. And how many are still left?
From
in there.
Only 6.
6. Wow. So did they all go to like people in Europe for the most part?
Yep. I had one customer from the US was doubting on buying one.
Uh-huh.
So I was quite close to sending it back to the US. It was
So
quite
those came from the US.
all came from the US,
Okay. Yeah, very
and
nice. Very nice.
several people were always looking for me for Jeep.
Uh-huh.
So if you know a Jeep for sale that yeah is willing to leave the US, don't hesitate to call.
Yeah. Well, I know my friend here in town, he sold one that went to Austria.
Yeah.
So he sold it on, I think it was eBay or Bring a Trailer or something like that, and somebody picked it up, and a couple months later, I saw a guy had posted pictures. I'm like, that is Jim's Jeep, but it was in Europe. I'm like, why is that in Europe? So yeah, the guy bought it and shipped it overseas and stuff. But I mean, Jeeps pop up here occasionally. I don't see too many of them, but so it looks like you guys they were kind of like welded so that on the frame, so then you could ship them stacked as
Yeah,
two.
yeah, stack them and then send more Jeeps. Container. Otherwise, there is only 3 Jeeps in a container.
Right,
And he
right. And they're
makes
not that heavy, so
yeah.
wow, has a 6 cylinder. Yeah, a friend of mine, he has a Jeep with a V8 in it, and he calls it the V8th wonder of the world. So cool, cool. And let's take a look at some of the other things you guys do. Again, you did a really nice Black Friday sale, and again, you had Chevy G506. Looks
Yeah,
like.
sold them all.
Yeah, those were nice, and I was really digging the. You guys had a. Let me find it here or here. We'll just show this because this kind of shows the bomb truck. I really like the bomb truck. Yeah, that's fantastic. I just love that truck. So, and I owned a G506 for a little while, but and there's one other video I saw in here I wanted to look at, and that is your secret vehicle storage. Why don't you tell us about that?
Oh, that's quite funny. That storage unit I had, I think, for 3 years or maybe 2, and then it was too small. As you can see, it was way too small.
What's in there? It looks like some of the like are they the either half-ton panel carryalls or maybe like the WC, what are they, like 48s or something?
The white one is
Yeah, these right
a
in here.
yeah the that one was a civilian one. The white one was a WC 48. We still have. That's the one that my father on the end kept for himself. So
Uh-huh.
there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, right
And
here.
the other one I sold to the old owners of G Parts UK. That is also a quite nice one. It is the third what came from the power plant. So when it was built, this particular model,
Uh-huh.
I think that one was also a 48. I can't remember for sure, but it was the third one that ever was built.
Wow. And I see there's a KD ambulance here, and one vehicle is not like the others. What is this?
No, that was from the next door neighbor. So,
Oh, okay.
but the KD went back to the US.
Okay. And then it looks like what, an auto car maybe is there? Is that what that is?
Federal. That one is the one that my father recently completely restored.
Uh-huh.
The closed one is also a Federal, and then the other two, what was probably also inside of there was 2 auto cars.
Yeah,
One
it's funny that
blue.
people in Europe, they're like, oh, in the US, you guys have so much stuff. You have so many cool vehicles and things like that. And here in the States, we're like, Europe, you guys have got so much cool stuff that we don't have here. And
Yeah.
I think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, as we say.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That saying
So,
we have also here, but I always add only one small sentence, and that is also that grass will turn yellow or brown or whatever.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So you got looks like a half-ton ambulance was in there, and yeah, that's fantastic. So let's get out of that one. And then you've done the different online events, which I think have been super fun with Frontline Motor Pool, and basically you went online and just had a bunch of stuff lined up, and you kind of walked around and said, this is what's for sale, and
Yeah.
here's some different deals on it. Since you couldn't do shows during COVID, I thought that was a wonderful way to go.
Yeah, I was quite surprised that none of the other vendors were joining, because I did ask multiple vendors to just join and or do their own shows and just
Uh-huh.
line up. But everybody had the same issues: time, space. Yeah,
Well, and I'm
it,
sure it took a lot of work for you to set all this up. I mean, I was that one. I think you went like 3 hours,
yeah, it was way too long.
and when
On,
your
on,
guy was on your worker that was monitoring the chat, I was like, it was towards the end. I'm like, hey, when are you going to do part two? And he's like, part two? He's been going 3 hours. I was just messing with him, but yeah, I mean, this was just super fun, and yeah, and the thing I enjoyed about it is allowed us to kind of reconnect during a time when we couldn't get together and look at some parts and stuff. And I didn't need much. I didn't have my slat at that point, but you did sell me a World War II reel cart. So,
yeah,
and that's coming at some point here soon. So, but yeah, I
was
think
that
this
was
is.
that first event or on the second event? I can't remember.
It was on, I think, both of them.
Yeah, okay.
And then I think I popped up maybe afterwards. It was over, and then asked if it was still available. So, but you still got
Yep.
The British cart, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this one.
Yeah. The other one I took off because some
Yeah.
a nice states bought that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I wonder who that is.
Yeah.
The fun part's going to be now fitting it in the garage with all the other hand carts and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I,
but looks like you have a pretty active Facebook page here. You got, you're posting videos and things like that. So, I just appreciate your business and the way that you guys operate. And do you have partnerships with people in the United States, different businesses in the United States, where you guys share parts?
Midwest Military, John Bazal. I do lots of business. He became a close friend of ours. So yeah, joining up with John is one of the fun stuff of going to the US, visiting him at his house and also at his shop. And
Also, you went to Minnesota.
yes,
That's how they
and
say
all.
it, Minnesota. Oh, geez, you went to Minnesota.
And also to the MVPA convention, helped out at the stall, and of course partnership with MV Spares,
Which convention did you go to?
Louisville.
Okay, yeah, I was there. I didn't know you at the time, but I was at that convention.
Yeah, that
And
was for bought a couple of smaller nice stuff that you nowadays almost do not find anymore. So
uh-huh. Yeah, the woo, it's
uh,
off to the races.
uh,
At least you had a big
and,
parking lot. But
yeah,
yeah, the convention in South Bend, I like the location. Some people didn't like it, but It's right in the middle of town, and there's a lot going on there. The hotels were right across the street. There was a river that kind of flows next to it, and it was just nice. I took my girlfriend, and there are some really nice restaurants nearby. Of course, she was working during the day on kind of her stuff, but again, here's the Frontline Motor Pool event that you did. And so the thing that's interesting about your business is you seem to have a lot of the parts for the bigger vehicles, which virtually, very few other vendors don't have, like the Diamond T's and the Max and things like that.
Yeah, it's multiple older stuff from my grandfather. So
Mm-hmm.
still enjoying that stuff, and actually bought some more spare the Diamond and also the Water La France over the years.
Mm-hmm.
We were on one point we were almost out of the spares of Diamond and Water La France, but the last couple of years we bought more spares of that, because the competition on G parts, that is almost ridiculous. Almost everybody is nowadays a dealer, so
Right, right. Yeah, when I was dealing in World War II stuff, that was right at the point when the Chinese stuff all hit the marketplace. And I thought about getting into it, but there were so many other people selling the exact same stuff. So really the only way I think you could be successful was to have economy of scale, have a large amount of stuff, sell a large amount of stuff so you could keep your costs down, so you could be competitive against everyone else. Otherwise, you're basically just doing the same thing everyone else is. You may get a market share of the business, but so where do you think the business is going for you guys in the next 5, 10, 20 years?
well, I have a son and a daughter. Maybe they will continue the business. I really hope so, of course. But if they don't, then probably it will stop. Continue after that. But yeah, and then again, I'm only 41, so
You got a few years left.
yeah, I can go on for multiple years now. So
Probably another two decades or so
yeah,
before
I've
you retire to the French countryside or something.
maybe, and then a nice fishing lake, and taking a nice fishing trip over there.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I on this moment I see myself doing this for multiple years.
Yeah, I
And
think you're in a very good place. You've already got a great inventory. Your business has got a great reputation, um, and you're very well established. So, um, again, we're just kind of running the B-roll of this. So, in terms of the parts side of things, where do you see things going? Like, what are some trends that you're starting to see in the business?
the trends nowadays, what I just mentioned, that everybody is trying to set up a business most of the time out of the garage, and then through a web shop or something.
Mm-hmm.
Always starts with Jeep, because that's the smaller vehicle, easier to
Smaller
handle.
parts.
Yeah, exactly. But then the competition is just too big. So I don't probably I will not see myself focusing on G parts anymore. I will still continue doing that, of course, just like everybody else. But on the end, I think I will specialize more into the Dodge and the Jimmy parts.
Mm-hmm.
Our stock NOS parts on those are way bigger than Jeep. And the demand on Dodge and Jimmy is also growing on a weekly basis. We are getting new customers in, so that's still nowadays it's quite strange on one side, and on the other side also very nice, of course. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I will do more spares in Dodge and Jimmy. and also the bigger stuff, and probably also try to buy more complete vehicles.
Hmm. Are there any more modern military vehicles that are kind of starting to trend for
Mm,
collectors? You said the G wagons.
the G wagons, and also the M 151, the
Hmm.
A1. Of course, the A1 is not safe, but many people don't care. So
Right. Right. And I'm a fan of the Iltis also. I saw those one time with the Canadian military. I was up at Canadian Forces Base Gagetown, which is in New Brunswick. And they drove up in these little, Iltis
yeah,
Jeeps. And I just thought they were super cool. So, if there's a modern vehicle that I would go for, it would probably end up being an Iltis. So are
yeah.
Humvees popular over there?
A little bit on the big side. We were one of the first in the Netherlands that had an Humvee for sale, and we got stuck with it for, I think, almost a year or so. It was almost impossible to sell.
Hmm. Well,
Also,
and and they're so
road.
wide, and I would think with the roads in Europe and everything is so narrow, and
Yeah,
driving a wide vehicle around would be a real challenge in Europe.
it's not fun. But driving the Humvee, that was a lot of fun. But parking, that's of course a nightmare. And
Uh-huh. Oh
even
yeah, I would think so. I would definitely think
even
so.
in the US, it's a nightmare, I think. But because also the parking space in the US going smaller.
Right, cars are getting smaller and smaller, or they're just trying to cram more cars into the same space and
Yeah.
stuff. So fun. Super fun. So what shows do you think you're going to be participating in here in the near future, like in this next year?
This year, I was actually planning to go to Plymouth, but that is still uncertain if I will go. And the MVPA for sure, for me, not doable this year, but I am hoping on next year.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, that the one in Des Moines.
Yeah,
Yeah, Des Moines has got a great restaurant. It's called the Machine Shed. So just put that on your list. Go to the Machine Shed. Maybe we'll go to the Machine Shed. It's uh,
shit,
fantastic
I'll write it
country
down.
farmer Iowa cooking. So I'm looking forward. I haven't been to Des Moines for a while. I don't live that far from Des Moines in the big scheme of things. I mean, I'm smack in the middle of Missouri, so you just have it's probably maybe 4 hours from here. But I just haven't been up there in a while. But yeah, the Machine Shed is fantastic. Okay, David, is there anything else maybe you want to add to what we've been talking about so far? You've got
Of course,
a good eBay business.
yeah, very very good. We on one moment we made the decision to add more stuff on eBay instead of our website. So because eBay is way quicker selling than the website. Because yeah, if somebody is looking for your website, they need to go on Google and then try to find your website in between all the millions of other websites.
Uh-huh.
And eBay is way easier because then you're already on a big marketplace. You only have to type in what you're looking for.
Hmm. Yeah, and
Excuse
I
me.
think that's how I originally stumbled across your business was buying some stuff on eBay for my 3/4 ton WC51. And then that led me to your website. So it does definitely work um, as a pathway for people to discover you.
Yep. And of course, on my website, because just what I told you that I stopped adding stuff on the website. It, basically, the deep stuff is on, but Dodge Jimmy, there is almost nothing on my website on the moment. And of
Yeah, it
course,
looks.
yeah,
Yeah, it
I
says it says like you need to update it here. Or you're soon. There's a new website coming. So,
yeah,
and I would think with all the different parts that you have, you must have tens of thousands of different parts. Is probably accurate.
yep. It's more than what's it? 2,100 square meters, and it's only the ground floor. I have two sections. So
Plus all your shelving, so everything is vertical and
yep.
yeah. Wow. Well, great.
And of course, just like John Bizol and MV spares, we also make some spares.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah, that was where exactly what my next question was going to be. So, what sort of things do you make, and where do you think you're going in the future with that?
main focus will be on the harder to find parts. If you do find an original model, you can reuse that and use that as a sample, and then make a couple. Not like the bigger guys as MV Spares and Joe's Multiple. They make ridiculous numbers. And some of the items, of course, you do want to make ridiculous numbers because yeah, it's a good article, and then it will sell quickly. But yeah, on some particular items, you do not want to make huge numbers.
Because you'll have them forever.
Yeah, and it's already very rare to have. And if you then make a huge number, yeah, also the selling price will go down because it's not that rare anymore.
And then your grandchildren will be selling them still.
Yeah, I
Okay,
hope so.
great. Okay,
Or,
anything else to add before we wrap this up, David?
I always do think that the packing of our stuff is very nice. I got always multiple replies on how we pack our stuff. It always looks like a gift for the Christmas tree. So that's always very nice. It feels like getting presents.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's always the small thing that we do extra. We
Do you
take
include
care.
candy?
Sorry.
Do you include candy?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Most of the times we're adding stickers, flyers,
Hmm.
sometimes a cap or a T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah. You guys do a great job. So, and I think you definitely help the hobby and, keep it in a good place. So, I think we're all thankful that businesses like you guys are out there. So, okay, well, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Peep Show Talk number 20 with Dave Wildenberg, coming to us from Europe. And again, if you enjoy these videos, like, share, comment. If you don't like these videos, why are you still watching? Why are you still here 45 minutes later? I've got lots of cute kitten videos that I've shot. My kitten does cute stuff every day, and he's way more popular than the military vehicle videos. Like this video will get several hundred views. My kitten gets 1,500, 2,000 views in like a day. So anyway, hey, thanks for tuning in this episode of The Peep Show, and I will catch you on the next one.